We want to welcome everybody who's normally here, and for those who it's first time, we really want to welcome you. We're glad to see you. Hope you come back. Now, I'm not the regular preacher. I'm not even a preacher. I'm just an elder. But I'm going to fill in for Brother Gary while he's out doing his thing today. Today, I want to talk to you all about faith. You know, when you were kids growing up, you had the different things that you look forward to. First day of school, getting a driver's license, getting your first car. You know, those were all dreams. But after you received Jesus into your life, those dreams and things turned to faith. And the more faith you got, the more things you can make happen. For instance, it's kind of funny, but there's people, you can have enough faith in yourself to make things happen for other people. For instance, there was a group of men one time that had a friend that was paralyzed. He couldn't walk. Well, their faith was strong enough that they got him healed. And what they done, they took him down to see Jesus where Jesus was preaching. And they couldn't get him in because the people were all crowded around him. They couldn't get him in there. So they went up on the roof and they tore a hole in the roof and they let him down in front of Jesus. And with their faith so strong, Jesus healed that man. And you know, I used to be a Sunday school teacher 30 some odd years ago. Been so far back I have a hard time remembering it. But I had 4th and 5th grade kids. And we had a class one time on faith. And it really struck me afterwards. Because, you know, I was teaching the kids that God loves everything He made. He made the mountains. He made the seas. He made the fowls in the air. He made the animals. And He feeds them. He gives them fur. He gives them feathers to keep them warm. And He makes sure that they eat. Well, He surely loves us more than He does those animals. Because we're His people. And the fowls of the air and the animals, they're just a small part of God's creation. I think personally that we are the main function in His creation because He made us in His image. I want to tell you a little story one time. When I was a Sunday school teacher, I was a hardware sales. I delivered hardware in a trailer. And I went around to these different stores, and this company that I worked for, they provided us with our motel and our food. We had to front the money for the food, and then we turn in a cash ticket and get our money back. Well, right after we had this class on faith, I left out on Monday on my regular route, and I got out in West Texas. I don't know, it was probably 75, 80 miles away from the terminal, and I realized I didn't have any money in my pocket. I forgot to get my expense check. Well, I went searching around, and I scrabbled up $2. And I thought, now 3 days on $2, that's going to be rough on a fat boy. It's just, I'm going to have to stretch this out pretty good. Well, about that time, I came up on a crossroads. It was out there in Cross Plains, Texas. And there was a peddler sitting there on the side of the road selling cantaloupe. And I thought, cantaloupe, I love cantaloupe. So I pulled over, got out, walked over there. 3 for $1. That's how long ago it's been. I got 3 cantaloupe for $1. I put them in the passenger side of the truck, took off again. Well, fat people like to eat, and you smell them cantaloupe, it really smelled good. The further I went down the road, the hungrier I got. So I pulled over, got one of those cantaloupe out, peeled it, ate it. Messy. Boy, it was messy. But it was good. And then I took off again. Well, the first evening I wound up Colorado City, Texas. There was a little young guy working there in the hardware store. And I'd been talking to him about the Bible and first one thing and another. trying to, make some kind of a point for myself in heaven. And I always, every day after I got through there, I went to the motel, and he would go pick his wife up, and they'd come pick me up, and we'd go have pizza. Well, I didn't know what I was going to tell him because I didn't have any money. And I thought, well, I'll just tell him I just don't want to go eat today. So we got through unloading. He said, we'll be out and get you in a little while. And I said, well, we're going to have to skip the night. He said, why? I said, we're just going to skip it. Let's put it that way. And he said, man, my wife's going to be awful disappointed. And I said, yeah, me too. He says, well, we got our income tax refund, and you always buy our pizza, and we wanted to buy your pizza tonight. I said, well, okay. That puts a little bit different light on the subject, so I'll be ready. Well, as time went on, and the next morning I'm up and gone again and going down the road and thinking, well, the cantaloupe's still laying over there. Still smells good, too. Well, that evening I got through. I backed into the last store. And we unloaded. The guy said, come on in, I'll sign your bills. I said, okay. So I went in to get the bills signed. And he signed them. He says, come here a minute. I'll show you something. Okay. He said, I got a kitchenette back here in the back. He said, I made some homemade chili. And nobody in here likes chili. So I need somebody to help me eat it. I said, well, you looked on the right man, because I can sure eat a bunch of it. So we went back there and we ate chili. We drank iced tea and had a big old time. And it still hadn't dawned on me what was going on. The third day, I still got that cantaloupe laying over on the floor. Still got $1 in my pocket. I made that last day. Rolled into a little store down in Mason, Texas. And it'd been open for about a month. And when I rolled up on it, I seen signs everywhere. Grand opening. So we unloaded. Went inside to get the bill signed. Here's a picnic table, 8 foot long, just full of sandwiches, chips, drinks, cookies. So I ate again. I got back in the truck and took off, headed back to the terminal, about a 3-hour drive. And then it dawned on me, oh ye of little faith. Here I was teaching 4th and 5th grade students about faith when I didn't even realize what was going on in myself. It was just eye-opening. Well, I got back to the terminal, full belly, still full. I still had $1 in my pocket and 2 cantaloupe over the floorboard. And then I thought, God takes care of his own. And he knew I didn't have any money. And he took care of me. That right there was, I guess, the beginning of when I really started opening my eyes. I wasn't blessed to grow up in a church like a lot of people are. But as soon as I could get my mind together, I accepted Jesus Christ into my life. And it changed. Faith is something that you've heard always, faith can move mountains. Well, that's true. Faith can do anything. It healed my wife of cancer. It healed me of cancer. People say, well, the doctors did it. No, the doctors didn't do it. God did it. And he gave those doctors the knowledge that they have to do what they do. Not a doubt in my mind. At all. Excuse me. Matthew 3:9-10 says, we are of no use if we are Christians in name only. We have to use our faith in a way so others can see it by the way we treat them, which is very true. You stop and think about it. Paul said in Ephesians 2:8-9, for by grace you are saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is a gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. cough a little bit. I smell a lot of good food in yonder. It's going to be hard to keep focused on this. Oh, thank you. Oh. Well, somewhere I had that written down. But I believe it was in Luke. Y'all want to look that up sometime. Luke 5:18 through 20 is where the story is about the fellows that carried the man in to see Jesus and couldn't get him in. But just remember, faith is something that can do anything. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. Faith is something that we can all use, and we can use it on a daily basis. And prayer. When you combine prayer with faith, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can't do, because you can do it through Jesus. Through Jesus, all things are possible. Y'all pray with me.